a supersonic saucer. Called the Silver Bug, it was truly revolutionary. The plans show in detail a multi-jet engine craft that boasted amazing maneuverability and speed. It's an intriguing thought that this concept may tie in with the work of the German scientists who brought saucer technology to the US at the close of the Second World War.
Hello, Earth. I'm Alec Baldwin, TV star. You know, they say TV will rot your brain. That's absurd. TV only softens the brain like a ripe banana to take it all the way. We've created Hulu. Hulu beams TV directly to your portable computing devices, giving you more of the cerebral gelatinizing shows you want, anytime, anywhere, for free.
I only act out because I want your love. Dynamite!
Mushy mush. And the best part is there's nothing you can do to stop it. I mean, what are you going to do, turn off your TV and your computer? Once your brains are reduced to a cottage cheese like mush, we'll scoop them out with a melon bowler and gobble them right on up. Oops. I think I'm drooling a little. Because we're aliens. And that's how we roll. Hulu, an evil plot to destroy the world. Enjoy.
Looking at a Times Online article about you from June 27th, it says, "Reptilians beware, David Icke is back." And it says, according to Mr. Ike, David Icke, I'm sorry for pronouncing your name wrong. According to Mr. Icke's belief, the world is ruled by a secret group of Illuminati, a race of shape-shifting reptilian humanoids known as the Babylonian Brotherhood. So I'm just kind of...
Well, first of all, I posted that on my website today. It's one of the reports about me standing in this election. Well, you know, some of the things that I've said over the years have been far out for most people, but, you know, just take this on board. Just look at what myself and Alex have been discussing in the last hour and a half or so. The scale of what we've been discussing, the multi-subjects, the multi-levels of what we're discussing, and then ask yourself, could a group of people in dark suits around a table orchestrate all that, or is it bigger than that? I would say it's bigger than that. But if you disagree, that's your right.
Well, I'll say this. You know, I go up to that point, and then David, you know, goes off and does that. But I think we need to all be open-minded. The elites do believe they are worshiping and being directed by demon creatures. Now, whether that's real or not, I mean, they believe it. So that's why I think, you know, that certainly people can try to then say, well, we're all nuts. Hey, the Federal Reserve's private. They carried out 9/11. We can prove all that. And, you know, I mean, they've got things 5 football fields long floating around above Dallas. And Larry King Live is saying aliens are about to land. The Pope says aliens are coming. They're our brothers. Something big is on the horizon. They're going to stage something. And so David Icke isn't 1/10 as radical as Larry King Live is now. Graham, I appreciate your call. So why do we see particle beams, huge ones, firing at things that are, you were saying 200,000 Gs?
Yep.
I mean, go over that.
Well, because I think it's part of a test for if there are bad guys out there. Or maybe they're doing preparations for faction. We may be looking at more than one faction. Remember, these groups tend to fragment. They fractally fragment so that you have wars within wars within wars. You know.
But why would NASA release that footage?
Well, remember, you've got all the good guys in NASA. And then you've got a few who are not good guys. The good guys don't know that there's something to keep secret. Remember, the lie's different at every level. They believe the lies they've been told. So when you set up a structure, an institution, which is supposed to be open and above board and is supposed to present live TV of the shuttle mission, they present live TV. Now, the controllers can't say, oh, well, you can broadcast this, but you can't broadcast that. Because the honest guys will then say,
sure.
Well, why can't we broadcast
that? So people always say if this was happening, it would come out, and it is. coming out. Well, I mean, I agree with you. When you've got the Catholic Church saying we need to love the aliens, they're our brothers, when you've got every major denomination saying it, when you've got all the movies and you've got, you know, in the 80s, huge programs at the Olympics with aliens landing, you know, fake aliens, and you've got huge things the size of 3 football fields floating over Dallas and stuff all over the place.
Warning, we may be on the verge of intergalactic war, saying, quote, the Bush administration has finally agreed to let the military build a forward base on the moon, which will put them in a better position to keep track of the comings and goings of visitors from space, and to shoot at them if they so...
Rick Clay from the Cosmic Mind blog, he's dead now. It came out saying that he committed suicide, which is a complete farce. There's no way that he committed suicide. He came out on a radio interview at Red Ice Creations for 4 hours talking about just this blue beam, the fake alien invasion in 2012, via symbolic research that Rick Clay did into the Olympics. He narrowed it right down to the 2012 London Olympics. And just a few days after he did this radio interview, his blog was shut down. He stopped posting to all his forums. His friends couldn't find him. We all were trying to get a hold of him on the Ike forums. Nobody could. And then now he committed suicide.
Do you, your voice is open?
So what's the truth about UFOs?
Anytime the government has secrets that they can keep from us, they can manipulate us by those secrets. In essence, they still remain 25 years at least ahead of us in technology, information, and knowledge, and secrets, and they are using them against us. I heard over the years many times over that the plan to usher in the New World Order would be to make all the people in this country and around the world feel totally helpless to prevent the New World Order from occurring, this world dominance plan, by saying that we had been invaded by aliens, so that we would say, oh please UN, come in and help us all. So bear in mind that there is a plan, orchestration, to get people to be submissive through a secret technology and information that they're keeping from you under the blanket of the so-called National Security Act.
Now it's just coming out for all you guys to see. Bernanke tells the truth. The United States is on the brink of financial disaster.
Some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bound. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
Something's going on, and then I read government documents about fake extraterrestrial landings. You know, any of this. Why? I mean, you believe it's fake.
Remember Operation Northwoods?
Yes.
Okay, or we can go to the, September 11th. Governments do huge, big things to sway populations at key nodal points in history.
They love hoaxes.
Yeah, well, it's manufactured history is what it is. We are building, all my UFO friends, I need to shake them because they're so frankly, they're extremely naive, Alex. They really believe we're building toward disclosure. I believe we're building toward a mass, carefully manufactured fake event where ETs, who are really humans, who are really part of this secret clique, who are probably Nazis, you know, who have developed or perfected their technology from World War II, which is why you've got to get, you know, Joseph on. They are going to basically fake out the world. And there's an incredible window on the Nazi black ops program, the compartmentalized, incredible high technology efforts that were being funded by the Nazi war machine, particularly toward the end of the war, in a desperate effort to win the war. And they fastened their hopes on several key technologies, some of which appear to be the control of gravity itself, which again is a separate piece of data from my work, which came at this from a hyperdimensional physics perspective.
I mean, we know there's a lot of suppressed technology. I mean, 20 years after the B-2 bomber was already in service, they declassify it. So we have a lot of cases of that. We know there's a whole shadow government.
This is technology in physics, Alex, that would make anything you think you know like a candle flame compared to a hydrogen bomb. This is a physics that literally allows you to rearrange time. It looks like von Braun himself was deeply involved in some of this early physics experimentation, but they're keeping all the good stuff for themselves. The reason is that if we got access to the good stuff, if we got access to the technologies, the energy, you know, we wouldn't be worried about $4, $5 a gallon gas or $10 a gallon gas. We would live like people are supposed to live, all 6 billion of us, who could live lightly on the earth, Alex, with this technology.
And live longer, and live longer.
Absolutely, and better, and, you know, you could live to 200-300 and have the virility of your 20s and 30s. There's extraordinary medical breakthroughs, there's extraordinary physics breakthroughs, technology breakthroughs, energy. It's all been kept away.
Think about it. We're already on a planet hurtling through space, all these wonders around you, and you've been taught it's bizarre to question, and that's because there's so many kooks in the alternative movement who do talk about ridiculous, you know, Hollywood-style green men, instead of really looking at the shadow government and all these crazy secret societies that are admittedly running NASA and the shadow government.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, during this talk that I'm going to give you, I'm going to explain to you the history of this phenomenon, who the secret government really is, and I will name them by name, beginning group, the study group. I will tell you who they are today. I'm going to tell you what this is all about. I'm going to tell you who's selling drugs to your children, and I'm going to tell you why the United States government is afraid for you to find out what the truth is regarding UFOs. And it turns out that even though she remembered that she'd been part of the team to debrief the astronauts, she couldn't remember a thing that they said. She couldn't remember why she no longer was working with NASA. She couldn't remember. In other words, her memory lapses were enormous, and I don't think they were feigned, because we now found the same pattern in all the flight crews. Because the awful truth, Alex, is they have been brainwashed. They have been mind controlled. They have had a technology, a very sophisticated technology, which took away the real missions that they experienced.